He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun.
A lot of people kind of came up with this raider mystique, I guess. But it was mainly through hard work. We were always ready to go, and John Gruden is doing the same thing right now.
Hey, we gotta have a good day, man. We gotta have a good one.
We look at the greatness of the Raiders as being in the future, and all the tradition, all the games, all the great things, the glory years that have come here don't mean a lot when we strap it on Sundays.
But last Sunday, Ryan Leaf went back to the future and received a personal taste of the Raiders' lure.
It did kind of remind me of the old days during my playing time. We did what we had to do. The Raiders of old, there's kind of that feeling like the defense would go out there and just light people up and keep the offense in the game, which is exactly what happened on Sunday.
To further the comparison to days of yore, consider the return of the outcast turned renegade hero. Andre Rison ignored the call for his exit from the lineup. Instead, he figured that success, under Raiders rules at least, would grant him forgiveness.
There's an investigation going on right now how Rison got in on that play. Whether I called Spartan personnel or whether I didn't is still being investigated, but it all turned out well. Andre stepped in the field and made a great play, and we needed that at the time, obviously.
For now, the only history the Raiders need or want is a repeat of Week 1. The Raiders have started pressuring this week's target, Peyton Manning. Darrell Russell came with an all-out verbal blitz, ripping apart Manning's resume and ready to back up his harsh words.
Whether Peyton has the ball or not, we're going to hit him. And, within the rules, within reason. He's faced some pretty good D-lines, some okay defensive lines, but he's never faced anybody like us. And I think it's going to be a change of pace for him, a different taste of football.
What'd you hit me? What'd you hit me?
Yeah, I think we pumped up, man. We want to win. Like I said, I've been telling people I've been around here 2 years, and we've been 8-8 both seasons. And it just comes a time where, you're saying you got to make up in your mind that you're going to start winning. We got to make our own mark and, make our own memories.
Comparisons to the Raiders of old, we're trying to get beyond that. We're trying to become the Raiders of the new millennium.
It's the National Football League on CBS Sports, where today the Chargers and Raiders are ready for their first game of the new millennium. From Network Associates Coliseum in Oakland, these two original members of the AFL are ready to renew their rivalry, which goes back to 1960. And there's a lot of enthusiasm in Oakland. They rallied at Jack London Square on Friday after finishing 8-8 last season. The Raiders feel they have all the components to make a run at the Super Bowl. Today marks a new beginning for cover boy Ryan Leaf. He's coming off an excellent preseason where he clearly established himself as a starter. And after missing all of last year, the 24-year-old is ready to start fulfilling all those lofty expectations today. It's the Chargers and Raiders.
Great day today, guys. It's going to be a great day today. I don't think we're going to have that many fans there, but hopefully our fans will watch it back in San Diego. This is going to be a great day.
4 degrees and sunny. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones. Raiders have won the toss. They will receive the football. John Carney, the longtime kicker for the Chargers, tees it up at the 30-yard line. Napoleon Kaufman, Alvin Branch back deep. That's Kaufman, number 26. Chargers and Raiders here in Oakland. And the 2000 season is underway. And this will be Kaufman inside the 5. Napoleon all the way up to the 26, make it 27-yard line. Fred McQuarrie with the tackle, a 23-yard return. And that brings on Rich Gannon, coming off his first Pro Bowl season last year with the Raiders. And in the first game against San Diego last year, he was 18 of 24, 254 yards. Brent, he threw 4 touchdowns.
Because he threw the ball really well last year, feeling comfortable with the offense. But you got to be aware of Rich Gannon's running ability. He's got quick feet. He won't hesitate to run the ball. He'll get upfield right away.
John Ritchie, Tyrone Wheatley line up in the eye. First down and 10 from the 26. That's Ricky Dudley in motion. And they dump it off to Ritchie, and Ritchie lowers his head and gets over the 35-yard line up to the 37. He picks up 13. Let's take a look at the Raiders offensively. Stinchcomb missed all of last year because of an injury. He's back. Wisniewski, Robbins, Mo Collins, and Lincoln Kennedy. And the backs and receivers, Ritchie the fullback, Wheatley close to a 1,000-yard season a year ago. Tim Brown, James Jett, the receivers, and Ricky Dudley. Some feel he is headed to the Pro Bowl this season. First down and 10 from the 38. Play action. Gannon pumping. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Intended for Tim Brown. And defensively for the San Diego Chargers, some changes up front. Fontenot, Mickle are the ends with Jamal Williams and John Farella in the middle. And the linebackers, Junior Seau, 9-time Pro Bowler, Orlando Ruff and Gerald Dixon. And in the secondary, Scott Turner replaces Deron Jenkins at one corner, and Darrell Lewis the other, Michael Dumas and a healthy Rodney Harrison the other safety. Second down and 10 at the 38-yard line for the Raiders on their opening drive. And some movement on the offensive line. Mo Collins, some early jitters. He forgot the snap count.
Well, they haven't run the ball yet. Mo Collins wanted to get out. You're going to see Big Mo. He wanted to get out there that first run, take his shot at this guy. Boom, he's ready to go early. You know, offensive linemen, guys, they want to run the ball early, get in the flow of the game.
1 year ago, the Raiders finishing 8-8. They came up with a big win on the last day of the regular season over Kansas City, winning in Kansas City in overtime. Here's Rich Gannon, sets up, down the middle, incomplete. James Jett, the intended receiver, Michael Dumas there covering. And John Gruden, third-year head coach for the Oakland Raiders, youngest coach in the National Football League at 37 years old. And when we had a chance to talk to him Friday, he seemed really positive about his team's chances this year.
You could really feel the confidence in John's voice and just his mannerisms, the way he carried it. He's done a great job focusing this team. One of the Raiders' problems over the years, they haven't paid attention to detail. John Gruden's done a great job bringing it in.
Back-to-back 8-8 seasons under Coach Gruden. Third down and a long 15 from the 34. They need to get to the 49 for a first down. And here's Gannon, flushed out of the pocket, tripped up and goes down. Rodney Harrison with the sack. And the Raiders are forced to punt it away.
And right before Rodney Harrison was creeping up to the line of scrimmage, Lincoln Kennedy, right tackle, was pointing at him. Tyrone Wheatley had a clear shot at him. See Harrison give him a little olay, comes back. Harrison's got good speed, worked hard this offseason, just clips Rich Gannon's ankle, gets him down. Gannon had a lot of room to run.
So Rodney Harrison with the sack here. Shane Leckler, the rookie out of Texas A&M, to Jeff Graham, retreats and goes down at the 10. Anthony Dorsett with the special teams tackle. Free agent acquisition coming over from Tennessee, and the Chargers will start from their own 10-yard line, a 53-yard punt. But Brent Jones, Ryan Leaf, he's back, and he's expecting to have a good season for San Diego.
Well, he's going to have to face the skeletons in his closet, and I guarantee you, a lot of those skeletons are right here in the stands today and on the field.
So first down and 10 from the 13-yard line for the Chargers, and they hand it off. And this is Chancey running forward, tackled by Grady Jackson on the play. And there's Ryan Leaf, missed all of last year with a torn shoulder. He was the second pick overall in the 98 draft behind Peyton Manning, and everybody knows what Peyton has gone on to do. But when we talked to him yesterday, he seems calm and composed and ready to play.
Yeah, he does seem like a different guy. He's got to prove it, though, with live bullets. First real game this year. We'll see what he can do.
Second down and 8 from the 15, out of the gun. Leaf pumping underneath, and it's broken up. Anthony Dorsett in on the play. Starting lineup for the San Diego Chargers, Ben Coleman, the left tackle, comes over from Jacksonville after 5 years where he played left guard. The backs and receivers, Chancey is the feature. Jeff Graham, Curtis Conway played with each other in Chicago. 3rd down and 8 from the 15. They need to get to the 23 and a half. Here's Lee to the far side, incomplete. Curtis Conway, the intended receiver, and Charles Woodson there defensively.
And you saw Ryan Leaf try to hit Curtis Conway the play before, tried to force it into double coverage, has single coverage on the outside right here. You've got to go to get that first down. Ball's just delivered a little bit outside. Conway tries to stretch for it. Got to put that on his inside shoulder, give him room to run up the field. Those are some of the things that Ryan Leaf has to do. He's got those physical abilities. He's got to make it happen upstairs, though.
So Darren Bennett, the off-speed punter, stands at his own goal line. Darian Gordon is back at the 35. And it's a short punt. And out of bounds. Flags on the play. Oakland with the chance to get terrific field position. A 33-yard punt from Bennett. And it's a hold against Oakland. Here's Mike Riley, his second year as the head coach of the Chargers. Finished 8-8 last year as well.
And that's not a tough one. Mike Riley's saying push them back. And those are some of the things that the Raiders wanted to go in.
Well, the kick was in the air, holding 53 of the receiving team. 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
Travian Smith called for the hold. 12:53 to go in the first. Back to Oakland after this. And this is Chancey running over the right side. Don't forget, coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report, Jim Nance, Craig James, Randy Cross, Jerry Glanville, and Mike Ditko get you caught up on all the scores and highlights. That's coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. That desk getting a little crowded there in New York.
Sounds like the who's who of the National Football League.
No question, on 5th Avenue. 2nd down and 9 from the 16. Lee slips and goes down at the 10.
Now, you don't think the Raiders are in Ryan Leaf's ear right now? Saying there's no way you can do that. Usually a guard snaps the ball to the center. Center snaps the ball and a guard will step on your feet and you just go down like a ton of bricks. And I have to bet that wasn't Ryan Leaf. But the Raiders are letting him know you can't do it during the real season.
Leaf, an outstanding preseason, was 40 of 63 for 447 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. But the regular season a lot different. 3rd down and 15. They need to get to the 25. Leaf steps up underneath, caught by Conway. He's drilled at the 20-yard line, 5 yards short. Torrey James, the nickelback, with the tackle.
And even though that was 5 yards short, Curtis Conway getting him into the mix. He was hurt this whole training camp with a hamstring, and getting a completion for Ryan Leaf. You see Conway get a little push off there, start outside, come underneath. The Raiders defense is going to give you 10 yards when you have to go 15 for a first down, but both Conway and Leaf wanted to get on the board, get in the stat sheet, and give them a little confidence for this next series.
Bennett standing at the 5, Gordon back at the 33. High spiraling kick, this one a beauty. At the 15-yard line, they run the reverse, and it's dropped by Branch. Picks it up at the goal line, and up to the 15-yard line. A 63-yard punt for Darren Bennett, and a dangerous play for the Oakland Raiders.
It looked like they had some blockers coming out to the left side. Watch this reverse. Little ball handling. The handoff was okay. Branch just dropped it.
First down and 10 from the 14-yard line for the Raiders. Here's Tyrone Wheatley with running room. Gets over the 15 up to the 17-yard line. Orlando Ruff, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. Still committed. The Raiders awfully talented, but it's been a while since they've been in the playoffs.
Well, you know their motto is commitment to excellence. I think that's what John Gruden has brought in. Committed to the off-season program, committed to knowing the offense, committed to paying attention to detail, and I think this is going to be a big year for the Raiders. They have been out of the playoffs since '93. The only other two teams longer than that, the Saints and the Bengals. You don't want to be associated with those two teams.
Second down and 7 from the 17. Ricky Dudley in motion. They give it to Hoffman, and he is dragged down Rodney Harrison, plugging up the hole, and drags down Napoleon at the 15-yard line.
And how about Rodney Harrison coming back after that shoulder injury last year, week 6, missed the rest of the season, came back, talked about working in rehab this whole offseason and being intense and ready to play and hitting a live game. And when we talked with him, there was a quiet confidence, Gus. And this San Diego Charger defense, they take it personally when you try to run on them.
A Pro Bowler in 1998, former 5th-round pick of Western Illinois. 3rd down and 8 from the 16. Gannon, straight drop. Loses it, picks it up. Rick Gannon still with the football. He goes down. An acrobatic play, but he'll be short of the 1st down. Gerald Dixon stops him.
And watch Gannon play this athletic play, although it's not the type of play that you'd like. Loses the ball here for a second, comes back, gets hit, slips back down. Nice presence of mind to catch it. Watch a little juke move here, I think, on Junior Say. A little out, in, boom, there goes Junior. Gannon almost got upfield and got that 1st down. Sidestepped a couple of big problems there.
3rd punt for Leckler. Gets off a wobbly punt to the sideline. And he's over the 30, up to the 34, flags on the play. Oakland, California, beautiful day in the Bay Area, 64 degrees at kickoff time, but neither team able to get hot. No score at halftime. Raiders and the Chargers. And to start the second half of play, the Chargers will be receiving the football. Sebastian Janikowski has had problems with his touchbacks on the season, during the preseason rather. The tee in pro football is a lot lower to the ground than the tee in college football, so he's been unable to drive it into the end zone. Inside the 5-yard line, Ronnie Jenkins, the rookie out of Northern Arizona, is stood up and goes down.
Ronnie Jenkins with the kick return from the 3-yard line. With the tackle.
Gus Johnson, along with Brent Jones, and you have to start the second half by talking about Ryan Leaf. And he hadn't looked spectacular, but I believe that he's doing a pretty good job hanging in there.
You know, Gus, he's been solid, and he's made a few throws that were dropped. One that was tipped for an interception, and he's been tough. He got a shot right in the chin, split his chin open, and he's been able to battle back, come back in, and earn the respect of his teammates. Now he's got to make some plays happen down the field.
Well, you take a look at his numbers, 6 of 19. Leaf starts. 1st down and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Fumble on the play, recovered by Ryan Leaf.
And he is wrapped up and goes down. So the first half for Ryan Leaf, he threw 2 interceptions. He got drilled by Regan Upshaw. Time and time again, his receivers dropped his passes. Here's the first interception by Marquez Colt. And here's the second. That time, Charles Woodson, Leaf, draw play, Chansey stood up. That goes down at the 25-yard line. Elijah Alexander, the former Indianapolis Colt, with the tackle.
Greg Beaker doesn't in on that tackle as well, and we were talking to Coach Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator for the Raiders. He said Beaker is like a coach out there. He said, I could give him my hat and my clipboard, and he could be a coach in this league right now.
Brings up 3rd down and 13 for the Chargers from their own 26. They need to get to the 38-yard line for a 1st down. Leaf out of the shotgun. And it's caught. Curtis Conway. Does he get enough? Yes. Curtis Conway at the 40-yard line picks up the 1st down. Needed 13. He got 15. And Ryan Leaf has to go to the sideline. Looks like he has an equipment problem.
Now watch Curtis Conway. He's going to get 2 yards deeper than he needs to for the 1st down. He knows he has to come back for the ball. See him take that step, that little shuffle back to the ball, but he still had enough to get a 1st down. That's veteran savvy for you. Instead of running right to the mark and taking a step back and not getting it.
Moses Moreno quickly into the game. 1st down from the 40. Moreno. It is broken up. intended for Jeff Graham. And Eric Allen there defensively. Ryan Leaf with some helmet problems.
Wow.
Or head problems.
And when you're a referee, they do a great job, but how do you miss that one? A big old hand across the helmet, rip it off, take a shot. It doesn't come off by just standing there.
Second down and 10 from the 40 from Moreno. Here's Chancey running the ball, and he is popped. Grady Jackson, the fourth-year man out of Knoxville College, with the tackle.
John Gruden talked about Grady Jackson having to be stout, come out and have a big game versus the run. Russell Maryland left that defensive line, and he was kind of the guy that was the father of that group, kind of led all those guys. A lot of young guys in there. They're going to have to step up and be the mature ones now along the line.
Ryan Leaf back in the game. Third down and 10 from the 40. They need to get to midfield for a first down. Here's Leaf, sets up, goes down the sideline for Conway. The deep threat. It's incomplete. Eric Allen. He was beaten on the play, but he gained ground while that ball was in the air.
And that's a key thing, and you said it, Gus. He was beaten, and he had that great recover speed. You know, Eric Allen had that knee injury a couple years ago, come back, and you can see that recover, get those hands up there. He looked like a wide receiver going for the ball. And Eric Allen has been sticking like glue to these receivers of the San Diego Chargers, and Curtis Conway can run. Eric Allen looking great here in this first game.
Gordon at the 15-yard line, ready to return it. Darren Bennett sending it away from the 25. Low spiraling punt all the way in the end zone for a touchback. Darren Bennett drilled it, and the Raiders will start from their own 20-yard line rather, a 59-yard punt.
Red 79, blue 18, hot!
No score, 12:02 to go here in the third quarter of play. Raiders with the football at their own 20-yard line. First down and 10, and it's been rough going for last year's fifth-ranked offense in the National Football League. Gannon to the far side, caught. Andre make it Jerry Porter, the rookie, with the catch at the 25-yard line. Porter out of West Virginia. Tomorrow, Labor Day, CBS Sports coverage of the world's toughest tennis continues from the National Tennis Center in Flushing, New York. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. Eastern, and because of intermittent rain showers, they do not have a definitive schedule for tomorrow's action. Second down and 4 from the 26. Second man through is Napoleon Kaufman. Picks up a couple.
And we've talked about the diversity the Raiders have on the offensive side of the ball and all the weapons, but this isn't what they had in mind coming into the game today. And I've never said this before, and I hope I never say it again, but we've had a lot of nice punts today.
Reminds you of the game back in 1998 at Oakland, when the Raiders and the Chargers combined for 27 punts, as the Raiders went on to win the game 7-6. Third down and 3 from the 27. Over the middle, caught by Tim Brown, picks up the first down at the 31. Rodney Harrison with the tackle.
And it's just been amazing what this Chargers defense has done. And we talked before about some of the guys that they lost, Gus, and at halftime I had a chance to run into Richard Weiner, the great writer for USA Today. He told me to talk to Mike Riley, and the Chargers are going to sign Neil Smith immediately after this game today.
Wow.
Done deal.
Breaking news.
There you go. I'm a journalist.
You're really taking this journalism thing seriously. Very nice.
Well, they need Neil. They need some rush on the outside.
First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Play clock winding down, and they get it off in time. Tyrone Wheatley. And Wheatley over the 35 to the 36-yard line.
You know, and one of the matchups that we thought that we'd see more of today is Ricky Dudley versus the San Diego linebackers. The Raiders really felt like they had an advantage, and I was down on the field before the game looking at Ricky Dudley, and that guy is a specimen. He is lean and mean. He's got big guns. He can run. Really broke out the second half last year, really gained some confidence. The Raiders got to utilize him more. Make some things happen.
Final 9 games, he had 23 catches. Into the flat, Ritchie wide open. And the big fullback from Stanford. Inside San Diego territory, Rodney Harrison knocking him out of bounds, but he gained 17 yards.
And when you talk about weapons, you don't usually think about the fullback, but both the safety, Rodney Harrison, linebacker, are watching Ricky Dudley. Watch number 83 right in the top of your screen. They're focusing on him. Left the fullback, John Ritchie, uncovered. Ritchie caught a lot of balls last year. He's got great hands. Reminds me of a former 49er, Tom Rathman. Can make some things happen down the field. It's nice to have your fullback be able to catch.
No question. 2 catches, 30 yards at 45 1 year ago. From the 47, Tyrone Wheatley slithering through the hole. Gets to the 42-yard line. Michael Dumas with the tackle. Tyrone Wheatley, Napoleon Kaufman, great combination for the Raiders. They were 3rd in the league as a duo last year in rushing.
The thing that scares you about that duo, Wheatley can really get those dirty yards inside. Kaufman, the dancing yards outside, can make some things happen. And teams have to prepare for those running backs.
Second down, 5 from the 42. Short drop for Gannon to the sideline, incomplete, intended for Tim Brown. And that will bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Let's watch Ricky Dudley. Well, they don't make the tight ends block here, do they? You just get your hands on him. See, you got to get your hands into him. Keep those arms down. That's why the 49ers on 3-step drops. You go right to a guy's knees. Didn't make a lot of friends that way, though.
I'm sure you didn't. 3rd down and 5 from the 42. Kaufman in motion out of the backfield. Gannon the pump. Down the sideline, incomplete. No flags on the play. No flags. Tim Brown locked up with Darrell Lewis. Darrell Lewis, a very good cover man. Played most of his career in either Houston or Tennessee. Has 29 interceptions since '94.
And watch
lead the Oilers.
And watch this coverage. He didn't bite on the inside move. Didn't bite on the pump fake from the quarterback. Darrell Lewis just turning around at the last minute there, making a play on the ball, but blanketing Tim Brown.
So Leckler, 7th punt of the game. Graham standing at the 10. Wobbly kick. Takes a bounce and is down at the 2. Johnny Harris on special teams covers it up. And a 41-yard punt. The Chargers will start with their huddle in the end zone. Welcome back to Oakland. Fans in the end zone getting fired up. Trying to root the Raiders on. Chargers from their own 2. Chancey running the football. Raiders are calling for a safety, but the officials will spot it at about the 1-yard line.
Darrell Lewis making the big tackle right there. Just making it out of the end zone. Darrell Russell, by the way, I'm sorry.
Second down and 11 from the 1. And the Chargers call timeout.
Whoa. That gets the fans riled up even more when you call a timeout on your 1-yard line.
Very rowdy in the end zone. Raiders fans trying to haze the Chargers offense at the 1-yard line. Here's a handoff again. Let's see.
Boy, I think that was a safety.
And that is a safety. And those are the first points of the game, courtesy of the Raiders defense. And it looks like Darrell Russell and Tony Bryant were the first Raiders to the football.
And it is so rare that you see a safety on a running play. Taking the handoff awful deep in the end zone. You see Darrell Russell come across the face of the offensive line and just slam the ball carrier right there on the goal line. Doesn't get it out. Big safety.
So the Raiders strike first blood. 7:23 to go. They're up 2-0.
SG, make them your own. And by the new Midas, we're a whole new way to keep a good thing going. Go Midas.
The Raiders are beating their chests right now. They've taken a 2-0 lead over the San Diego Chargers here in the third quarter of play. And Darren Bennett will punt it. Wobbly kick. Darian Gordon fields it at the 26. And Gordon is knocked down at the 45-yard line by Steve Hyden, the backup tight end.
Let's go back and check out that safety. Watch the penetration on the right side of the defensive line. Bryant Jackson getting in there, allowing Darrell Russell to come down the line and stop Chancey. Now, watch Leaf get about 4 or 5 yards deep. Boy, when you're backed up, that's a pretty deep handoff in your end zone, especially with the penetration capabilities of the Oakland Raider defense. You're going to see it from the end zone. Robert Chancey running into one of his own guys. You see Grady Jackson driving Raleigh Roundtree back a yard. And Chancey runs into him, and that allowed for Russell to come down the line and make the safety.
So it's a movement on the Raiders' offensive line. There's Darrell Russell. Boy, is he talented. Talking to Kevin Gogan yesterday about Darrell Russell. He told us that not only is Darrell strong, but he can give you a speed rush in the middle of a power rush.
Yeah, he said there's only a few guys that have ever been able to do that, and he really has the speed. You could be on your heels, and all of a sudden, boom, he's by you.
First down at 15 from the 40. Gannon sidesteps over the middle. It's caught by Brown at the 45-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon stops him.
San Diego Charger defense still hasn't given up any points. And Junior Seau said an interesting thing to us yesterday. He said, hey, as far as Ryan Leaf goes, I'd love him if he just threw one interception a game. Have you ever heard a guy say, hey, throw an interception a game? But they have so much confidence in this defense, they just don't want the offense to give up points. And that's what happened there with the safety.
Second down and 10 from the 45. Trips to the top of your screen. Here's Gannon, looks that way, and he is wrapped up by Seau. Junior Seau, third sack of the day for the Chargers. And Junior with his first of the season at 3.5 last year.
Now watch Junior Seau come through Tyrone Wheatley's got him in pass protection, just olays him. The old side swipe, arm over, comes back underneath, gets right back into Rich Gannon. Tyrone Wheatley, we know he can carry the ball. He's got to be there, back there on Junior Seau. And that's a tough job for a back. You've got to get a shot on Junior Seau from a lineman because you can't have just a single back picking him up. He's too good of a pass rusher.
On third down and 13. Flags on the play. Steve Wisniewski, the left guard, and that is the 7th penalty against the Raiders for 55 yards today. So they go 5 yards back, third down and 18 from the 37. They need to get to the Chargers 45 for a first down. Gannon looking down the field for Tim Brown. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Covered by Scott Turner. And Brown wanted a flag.
And you're going to see, they're going to let that incidental contact go this year. And Tim Brown saying it was more than just incidental. And Turner, you can see him turn and grab the shoulder. They said they're going to be more intent on calling pass interference this year. I don't know. That's an interesting one, Gus. He did turn and grab Brown's shoulder.
8th punt of the game for Leckler. Graham back at the 22. Wobbly kick. It's short. Graham with the fair catch signal, and it's fair caught at the 28-yard line, a 35-yard punt. 5:28 to go, third quarter. Chargers 2-0 to score. The Charger receivers have dropped a number of his passes today.
And he's hung in there tight versus the blitz. That's one of the things that you like to see. A quarterback stay in the pocket, step up and make the throws. He's taking his shots.
3rd down and 1. Lee caught by Conway and a first down. And he still has a lot of zip on that ball.
He sure does. And we talked about him only being 85 or 90%. And that was a gambling shot on 3rd and 1. And right now the Chargers probably don't have a whole lot of confidence in their rushing game. But 3rd and 1 out on Conway. Watch him just slide back out, catch the ball. He's coming inside. He has to adjust in. Big first down.
Lee dumps it over the middle, and it's caught. William Thomas with the tackle on Chansey, who picked up 6 yards. Curtis Conway, the big free agent acquisition for the Chargers, as he joins his buddy, Jeff Graham. They both played on the same team with the Bears in the 94-95 season and had 1,000 yards receiving. First time that had ever happened in Chicago. Lee, the short drop, pump fake, has Jeff Graham wide open, puts it on the money, and he's out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Branch with the saving tackle, but Ryan Leaf, a 30-yard completion.
And Ryan Leaf, a nice pump fake, but watch Jeff Graham. Eric Allen bites on the slant. It's a slant go. They hadn't run that all week, all game. They were setting it up. Eric Allen going for that slant, but going for the interception. Jeff Graham bringing it back outside on what they call a slant go. Ryan Leaf put it right on the money.
From the Oakland 18, Chansey with the pitch, lowers his head and gets to the 15, maybe the 14. Marquez Pope, the safety, comes up and makes the tackle. So the Chargers are threatening. They also have a very dangerous field goal kicker, John Carney. Ranks first in NFL history in career field goal percentage. Over 81% of his kicks are good. 2nd down and 7 from the 15-yard line. Freddie Jones in motion, the tight end. Lee under pressure, knocked away. Lee scrambles, loose ball, picked up. And the Raiders have it. Regan Upshaw picks it up and advances to the 40-yard line. Lance Johnstone came around the right side and knocked it out of Ryan Leaf's hand.
And a great athletic move by Lance Johnstone. Watch him on the right outside. Going against Ben Coleman. Coming right around. Coleman doesn't get a deep enough drop. Johnstone gets his arm up just in time, knocks the ball out of Leaf's hand. And the Raiders recover. Just the perfect timing, right before that ball was released.
And there's John Gruden.
Gruden's fired up.
He certainly is.
And we hadn't heard Lance Johnstone's name all day. Going against Ben Coleman, who was a guard last year with Jacksonville, came over to the Chargers as a left tackle. And it's tough being out there on an island against a speed rusher.
There's Upshaw, who was traded from Tampa to Jacksonville last year. Regan Upshaw comes up with the football. Ryan Leaf on the sideline. They're reviewing this. Now, was Ryan Leaf's arm coming forward?
It only has to start going forward. That's the rule.
And it looked as if his arm was coming forward.
And that's officially a challenge. We go into the replay booth. And let's look at it ground level and see what Ryan Leaf does. A lot of guys don't drop their arm. They throw right from the ear. You can see him starting to drop the arm and bringing the ball back up. Was the ball coming up, or was he throwing it? Was in the act of throwing it. And Gus, I think that's it. I think what they're saying is his arm was coming up. He drops his arm and starts to bring it back up. That's not the throwing motion. He's just bringing the ball up. A lot of quarterbacks throw right from their ear. And it's got to be irrefutable evidence to overturn the call on the field. And it wasn't, and the Raiders are going to hang on to the ball.
So the Raiders have it at their own 40-yard line. First down and 10. Tyrone Wheatley. And he gets to the 40. Maybe a yard on the play. Jamal Williams there to greet him. Leaf on the sideline talking to his quarterback's coach. Leaf has been under pressure, sacked 3 times, hurried 6 times. He's been knocked down 5 times. Second down and 8 for Rich Gannon. And the Raiders from their own 41. Gannon looking. Jeremy Brigham with the catch, lowers his head, and picks up the first down at the Chargers' 44-yard line. A gain of 15 yards for the second-string tight end.
Jeremy Brigham, the backup tight end, can make some things happen catching the ball, just run a little drag route. You see he's like the third read. Rich Gannon seeing him out there right by the sideline. Watch him lower the shoulder. Bang! Keep those legs churning. Hang on to the ball. Does a nice job of protecting that ball. And the young guy's fired up about making a big catch today.
Third-year player out of Washington. Play action Gannon. Setting up to the sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Richie, the fullback. Had it in his hands, but just couldn't hold on. Gerald Dixon covering.
And that's a lot of confidence in your fullback running him down the sideline, making the big play downfield. You don't see a whole lot of fullbacks running down the sideline like a wide receiver, John Ritchie. He's got those hands to be able to do it.
So that brings up second down and 10 from the 44. Tim Brown, the motion man. Wheatley bursting through the hole. He gets inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Darren Mickle with the tackle.
Were you surprised at how big Tyrone Wheatley was yesterday?
He's a very big man, but very lean.
Very lean, very big. He's a load to bring down. Talk to some of these defensive players. They said it's tough tackling him. He keeps those legs churning, and you got to admire the young guy that sticks with it. Had a couple of tough years in New York and just knew things would work out, and had a big year here in Oakland last year.
Track man at Michigan, won the 110 hurdles. Big Ten champ, second in the 100 meters at Michigan. Gannon under pressure, dumps it off. Nowhere to go for Randy Jordan. Lewis comes up and makes the hit. In the timeout situation. 3 position for the Chargers, their own 19-yard line. Right now they have to go 80 yards for 6 points. Leaf down the field. Incomplete. Good job by Jeff Graham. He broke up the pass. He became a defender, Brent, because Marquez Pope looked to have his second interception of the game.
Yeah. Ryan Leaf was just throwing it up for grabs on that one. And Jeff Graham, at the end, you have to be a defensive back. Even if you get pass interference, they used to tell us, you cannot let the other team intercept the ball. And that was right into a deep safety. And Ryan Leaf taking a shot. And watch Ryan Leaf stand in the pocket, step up, throw that ball, and he takes another shot, and he's right on his back. And he hasn't had the greatest day statistically, but he sure has proved some moxie out there.
Tony Bryan this time drives him to the ground. Ryan Leaf being tended to by the trainers. This half, Leaf is 4 of 7, 53 yards. 11 of 27 overall, 126, 2 interceptions. Tough crowd here in Oakland.
Ooh, the toughest. And that's why you have to admire Ryan Leaf for at least standing in there and handling the crowd. And like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, all the skeletons in his closet were going to be here today. This is the toughest place to play on the road in the National Football League.
Moses Moreno has had to stay ready. He's 1 of 2 so far, 9 yards. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. He's faced with second down and 10. Moreno to the sideline. It's caught. Reggie Davis, backup tight end with the catch. He's stopped by William Thomas. And he picks up about 8. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Raiders up 2-0. We'll return to Network Associates Coliseum right after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on
quarter, a field goal to win the game. That's exactly what you want to do when you go on the road in the National Football League.
At the 43-yard line, Ryan Leaf. And it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Russell got a hand on it. How about this piece of trivia? The last 2-zip shutout happened in 1938 when Chicago defeated Green Bay.
Did you do that game?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. So history in the making right now. Second down and 10 from the 43. Fletcher in motion. Leaf out of the gun. Passing from the shortstop area to Fletcher. Nice move, and he picks up a first down. They go 20. First and 10 from the 15. Chancey. Maybe a yard. Darrell Russell with the tackle.
And if you're the Chargers and you're Mike Riley right here, you don't want to take any chances. No deep drops. If you want to throw the ball, take a 3-step, throw it. Don't throw it in the coverage. Don't force it. They've got the no huddle going.
And you have the most accurate kicker in NFL history on the sideline, waiting for his first opportunity. Second and 9. Chancey again. And Chancey dragged down by Grady Jackson.
And that appears to be the strategy, and that's what you have to do on the road in this league. You got to play the percentages. Your defense is the strength of your team. The San Diego Chargers let Carney, you see him warming up there on the sidelines. And this is a chip shot for him. The other great thing, it's not on the infield dirt. John Carney's going to love that.
Third down 8 from the 13. McCrary in the backfield now. And they're going to let it fly. Lee to the sideline. McCrary with the catch. Leads forward. He's out of bounds with the first down at the 3.
The Riverboat Gambler, Mike Riley. Ryan Leaf on a straight drop back. And he's going to get some pressure. And there weren't any receivers open early. Watch the replay. Leaf steps up and eludes Lance Johnstone. Gets the ball out. McCrary making a nice grab. Boy, that was really risky at this point.
First down and goal at the 3-yard line. Out of the eye. Chancey the deep man in the end zone. Oh, incomplete. Dangerous play intended for Graham in front of Eric Allen, and that ball was almost intercepted.
And Gus, that was a huge mistake on Ryan Leaf's part. If you're going to throw the fade route, you got to throw it up and outside. You see Graham come underneath. If you're going to come underneath, it's got to be a bullet pass. It's got to be on the line. You don't throw it up in the air. That ball's going to be tipped every time. Should have been a pick.
Second down goal from the 3. Chargers would love 6 points on this trip. Chancey breaks it back. Touchdown. Robert Chancey. And the San Diego Chargers take a 6-2 lead. An awesome drive orchestrated by Ryan Leaf.
Watch the right guard, Kevin Gogan, push his guy by the play. Chancey comes right back underneath. Gogan had the old headlock going. Chancey reads the block. And look at Ryan Leaf. He's withstood the battle thus far.
Ryan Leaf, 4 of 8, 46 yards on that drive, and they're going to go for 2.
Got to go for 2 right here.
Chancey the lone setback. Conway in motion. Leaf looking, fires incomplete. Freddie Jones, the intended receiver, and Right now, the Chargers and Raiders, things getting a little heated on that line of scrimmage. So with 9:37 to go in the fourth quarter, Mike Riley's team has a 6-2 lead. 6-2. Chargers lead the Raiders. 5:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Raiders, 99, 355 yards. They averaged, which was fifth in the NFL. Not the same story today. Tyrone Wheatley gets to midfield, maybe the Chargers 49. Now tonight on 60 Minutes, there's no world leader. Al Gore and George Bush would rather have a heart-to-heart talk with than the man Mike Wallace has a heart-to-heart talk with, the president of China. Tonight on 60 Minutes, followed by a powerful touch by an angel. Then Christopher Reeve and Judith Light star in the CBS Sunday movie A Step Toward Tomorrow. It's all tonight on CBS. Second down 7 from midfield. Rich Gannon steps up and loses it. Picks it up. Gannon with nice feet down the sideline and a first down. And Junior Seau told us yesterday that Rich Gannon is the most dangerous player on the Raiders offense.
And Rich Gannon got those extra yards because of a crucial block downfield by the tight end, number 83, Ricky Dudley. You see him coming off. He's running a corner route. He sees Gannon in trouble, start the run. Watch the left side of your screen. Watch him come back right here. Boom on Rodney Harrison. Boy, that's a big shot right in the knee. Glad Rodney Harrison got up from that. Huge block by Ricky Dudley. Gave Gannon another 7 or 8 yards.
First down and 10 from the Chargers 36. Gannon to Rison. Turns it up. And is close to the first down. Andre Rison.
And he's impressed me today. Just running a little hitch route right here. It's not that hard to run a route. 3-yard stop, turn around, get the ball. Little turn outside. Carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. He knows better than that. John Gruden will tell him, don't carry it like that.
4 catches, 39 yards for Rison. And there's the timeout situation. 2 to go for the Raiders, only 1 for the Chargers. Second and 1. Inside handoff. Nowhere to go. That's Zach Brockett. The fullback, Adrian Dingle, with the tackle. Network Associates Coliseum, Oakland, California. The season opener for the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers, 2 original members of the old AFL, who began play back in 1960. Raiders got on the board first with a safety by Darrell Russell, but the Chargers followed up with a touchdown. Running on the ground by Chansey. Meanwhile, here are the Raiders running the ball. Junior Seau with the stop.
And Wheatley got a full head of steam and just pounded right through there. When his shoulders are square to the line, he's going to drive that line forward, and he just hopped right through there.
Wheatley, 13 carries, 46 yards, 344 and counting. First down and 10 now for the Raiders on the 22. Play action, Gannon. Dumps it off. Wheatley. Still running down to the 9. Tyrone Wheatley, who told us yesterday that yes, he can catch the ball. And the Raiders need to look for him a little more.
A great effort, not only by Wheatley, but watch Rich Gannon getting pressure, just a little underhand flip. Wheatley hanging onto it. Stiff arm on Orlando Ruff, getting another 5 or 6 yards. Great extra effort. Great balance. You see him almost go down and pop back up, use that hand to push himself back up.
And Wheatley, 46 yards rushing. Done a good job receiving as well. Brings up first down and goal from the 10. Gannon pumps underneath, knocked away. Intended for Tim Brown. Nothing doing.
And Tim Brown is hot because it was pass interference. And Michael Dumas is dancing around saying, too bad they didn't call it. But Tim Brown was stationed right over the middle at 7 yards. And Dumas hit him a second before the ball got there. Good coverage by the San Diego defense, and you see, and it was pass interference.
Tim Brown not happy. Second down and goal from the 10. Tim Brown in motion. Out of the pro set. Here's Gannon in the end zone. Rising.
Andre Rison running right to the corner. Rich Gannon, nobody home.
Andre Rison scores his first touchdown for the Raiders. The extra point from Janikowski is good. And with 2:37 to go, the Oakland Raiders take the lead. Rison.
About 52 yards, so about the 42-yard line. He was just clearing the crossbar. We had him a couple games last year. That's right about where he wants to be. That's the far end of his range.
No timeouts for the Chargers. So they need to go about 40 yards. Here's the screen. Freddie Jones. And he's wrapped up at the 25.
And the Chargers are going to have to get the ball downfield.
A correction. One timeout remaining for the Chargers.
And it looks like they're going to take it right now. Well, that's a 2-minute warning. Leaf was walking off the field.
They will step away at the 2-minute warning. 9-6 Raiders, 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 5. They need to get to the 30-yard line. Leaf to Conway, cradles it, and let's see. He's at the 30. It depends on the spot, but I believe he has enough.
Are they going to measure, Gus? Because it's right there. I think
no, they call it
short.
4th down. He's about a half-inch short. And Leaf fighting forward.
And they're going to go ahead and use the replay for the spot of this catch right here. Here's the pass play.
His knee was down ahead, or before rather, the 30-yard line. Ahead of the 30-yard line, so it should be a first down. That's where his knee was down, in front of the 30-yard line.
So they are reviewing the spot of the ball.
Take a look again. Here's Leaf now, looking for the first down. And it depends on where the ball was.
You see him trying to get behind the right guard there, Kevin Gogan, and getting up. Whole mass of bodies in there trying to figure out where it is.
Let's take another look from a different angle. This is our all-22 camera.
And I thought they were actually reviewing the passing play first, but they're going back and reviewing this running play. And that's just a tough way to tell if he breaks that plane at the 30. It doesn't look like he does it there.
Now remember, he has to break the plane with the ball, not his body. Where's the ball?
And we were talking about the pass play, the play before that. That was awful close. And I can't believe they didn't measure on 4th down.
Let's go back to the passing play. This is our all-22 camera once again.
And you're going to see right at the 30, straddling the 30-yard marker, catching the ball. And you're going to see it. And there's the 30-yard line right here. And so I think that ball should at least be on the stripe. And I was still surprised that they didn't come out and measure after the pass completion prior to the play being set up on 4th down.
So here we go. So they were reviewing the pass play, not the running play. So the Chargers now are faced with 4th down and about an inch. The nose of the football needs to break the plane of the 30-yard line.
And the guy from the NFL replay booth had called and said that they were replaying the running play, reviewing it. And so they've got to get their act together down there. They've got reviewing both plays. It was the pass play like we said originally, and that makes the most sense. So it's still 4th down.
One last look, Curtis Conway, and look at where the ball is located. And the ball is about right on the 30-yard line. 4th and inches. Leaf is going to throw it, intercepted. Incredible. William Thomas. You need an inch. And Ryan Leaf throws an interception. And you have to think that's some questionable play calling on that sequence. The 3rd interception of the game for Leaf.
Looking for Freddie Jones just down the seam there. William Thomas getting a deep drop. Got to get some loft on that ball. Not high enough. William Thomas has been around a long time. Goes right down. Is not going to fumble it. And boy, in 4th and inches, you want to take big chancey and just slam him up in there, I think, and try to get that 3 inches.
With a timeout remaining. And the Raiders plan on downing this one with 1:25 to go. Rich Gannon takes a knee. Ryan Leaf and the Chargers called timeout with 1:22 to go, but they cannot stop the clock after this.
Well, he's going to be facing adversity all year long, and clearly how he responds to that and how he comes back to practice next week and prepares for the next game is what people are going to be looking at.
Jeet Christ is the offensive coordinator. He calls the plays. And you just wonder, I mean, you're a former offensive player. When you need 2 inches or 3 inches, why do you throw a pass on 4th down?
Well, it's tough to put the pressure on a young quarterback. We know what Ryan Leaf has been through.
Especially when you factor that into the situation.
Absolutely. And Chancey's a big tailback. You got to be able to think your lines can get some push and get 3 inches.
So Rich Gannon takes a knee once again. The clock at 1:17. John Gruden will start 1-0 on the season. And one more look, though, at the controversial pass play. Here's Curtis Conway. Needed to get to the 30-yard line or beyond the 30-yard line for a first down. And the tip of the ball was not beyond the 30-yard line.
Well, the Raiders had their share of games like this last year that they lost. It's about time they got one on their side. And it was an ugly win. But 1-0 sounds so much better than 0-1.
And that will do it. The Oakland Raiders come back on a touchdown pass from Andre Rison. And they have defeated the San Diego Chargers 9-6. Leaf showed some flashes. He showed some poise, but unsuccessful in his 2000 debut.
John Gruden will take a win any way he can get it. Tough one for the Chargers. Almost stole one on the road.
So for Brent Jones, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long from Network Associates Coliseum, where the final score is Oakland 9, San Diego 6. Right now, let's send you to Jim Nance.